Hello, guys. This is a review of the movie Satan's Little Helper. Dude, this is one sick, twisted, hilarious dark movie. It's so damn good. It's a low budget film, so don't expect like huge explosions and like expensive camera work and effects, but it has everything else, and I'm not exaggerating, everything else to make up for it. The movie's about this 9-year-old kid named Douglas Woolley. We're gonna call him Dougie. He's right here. We can see him. He reminds me a lot of Ross from Friends, a TV show. Like the whole nerdy vibe and everything. So this 9-year-old kid, Dougie, is in love with his sister. Yeah, he's at that age where he cannot differentiate between what's appropriate and not appropriate. He's also deadly obsessed with this video game about Satan, where he goes around killing people or like just doing bad things, like knocking over pregnant women and earning points for it. His mom is I think is a attentive mom, a loving mom, but she's a goofball, so nobody really takes her seriously, in my opinion. When the sister comes over from college, because she's like studying somewhere else, she's majoring in theater. She comes over with her boyfriend, so you could imagine, like, I remember when I was a kid and like I had something in my mind, even though it was not the right thing to do. But like, if somebody was to cross me and like be like, "Oh, you can't do that," I would just freak. Kind of like the whole like, "Hey, you can't have that candy," and the kid like just throwing a temper tantrum. So the kid does that. When they get back home, he runs off. He doesn't run away from home, but he like just runs off. He doesn't want to go inside with them at that moment. And then he meets our villain. He sees a guy dressed in a Satan costume, just killing people and setting them, like sitting them down and like just preparing them like as decorations, because we're in Halloween season. The sister came over just to spend Halloween with them. And obviously most kids would be deadly terrified of this guy, right? But oh, in all the meanwhile, the mom, the sister, and the boyfriend are watching the news, and they see that an ex-schoolmate of hers, the sister, has escaped prison or something like that. He's like been killing people and like burning things up. So they give up, like, from the very beginning, that Satan is not Satan, it's this crazy guy just out there killing people. But Dougie's Dougie's wrong, man. Like he's sick. Like he's a little kid, but I'm being very dramatic, but like he's loving everything that he's doing, and all the kids are like running away from him. He's like, "Satan, can I be your little helper?" And Satan's like, he tells him that, well, he doesn't tell him, but he lets him know by like going like this or moving his finger what he wants, what he doesn't want, that he doesn't speak because he doesn't have to. And it just makes it that much more creepier, because I'll explain a little bit more later. So that happens, right? And Dougie's like, "You know what? My sister came over to spend Halloween with me, but she came over with her boyfriend, and I don't like him, so can you go and kill him? Like, just slice him up." And Satan's like, he's like, "Oh, don't worry, my dad's not home." So he grabs him by the hand, the cutest little thing. They walk over and he sneaks him in the basement. That is plan of like, we're gonna bring the boyfriend in, you're gonna kill him, and we're gonna get rid of him. But the boyfriend, obviously he knows that Dougie doesn't like him, so he comes up with the plan of going over to the Halloween shop and buying a Satan costume so that he could pretend that he's Satan and like maybe have some bonding experience with him. So Dougie goes down to the basement. It's like, "Hey, change of plans, like we're gonna go over, follow us, and then kill him there." And he's like, "Okay, let's go." And every time I say, like, every time I speak for Satan, he doesn't speak, he just nods his head. So he goes over to them. And the boyfriend actually has some issues with his father. His father used to beat him up, and like he never accepted or tolerated the fact that he wanted to be a theater major. Like he thinks that that's not a career. So they always have like this little tension when he's picking out masks. Sorry, he's not looking for the one that's like closest to what Satan is supposed to look like, but rather his father, so he could draw inspiration from that. And anyway, too much like I'm talking about the details because I just watched this last night. I had the option of hearing the director's commentary. I didn't know until last night that it included it in this DVD. But since I haven't watched the movie in such a long time, maybe years, I was like, I just want to enjoy the movie. Like, I just, like, it's so good that I just want to enjoy it. So keep in mind that I don't have those facts in my head yet, whatever the director said during the commentary of the movie. So Satan kills the guy, right? Kills the boyfriend. And we think that he kills the boyfriend because he, like, beats him up and puts a mask on him and everything. But he comes back, and this is the creepiest thing ever. Dougie comes back home, and keep in mind that the sister and the mom are expecting her boyfriend to come in a costume, a Satan costume. But who comes instead? He arrives. He arrives instead, and they think it's him. And he's sensual towards the sister, and he's... Can you imagine that? Letting a psycho killer stranger, oh, get chills, inside your hell, your hell, inside your house hell, and just, that's so sick, and letting him touch you, that's bad, that's bad. Anyway, he goes around and he kills other people, and the guy, little Dougie, so good job, Satan, good job. Like, he runs over pregnant women, he runs over a kid in a stroller, he hangs an old lady outside of her own house. He does a lot of terrible things, and Dougie's just right there being dumb as he is. And when he comes back, the sister is very, very nervous, very, like, suspicious. He's like, why did you buy knives, tape, and, like, rope? Like, isn't that sick? Like, don't you think that this is all, like, going too far? And then she looks down at his shoes and realizes that those are not her boyfriend's shoes. And he wouldn't even be wearing shoes if he was inside the house, because his dad's ex-Japanese girlfriend had the custom of taking off the shoes. So she's, like, realizing that it's not him. So she warns her mom, but her mom is dressed as Chiquita Bonita with, like, apples, oranges, grapes, bananas on her. It's so dumb. So you have to watch it. And she's like, no, like, you're overreacting and this and that. So the dad comes home. And at this point, the sister is sure that that is not her boyfriend. So she tells her dad, hey, Dad, you gotta help us. There's this killer on the loose right here in our house. Please help us. And then the little kid is like, Satan is gonna kill all of you. And the dad is like, no, I have Jesus by my side. He'll protect me. And then Dougie's like, go, Satan, he's right here. Spill his guts out. Satan comes out, I kid you not, with the knife and just stabs him right in the stomach and slices him all the way up to his chest, and then takes out the intestines. And dude, Dougie's face is like, ah, like, it was about time. It was about time. And, like, these characters cannot be so dumb as to not catch on to what's going on after they see that. So up until this moment, they finally figured out that this is not the boyfriend, right? So the mom was dressing up to go to, like, this very super fun Halloween costume party of, like, friends of theirs. So Satan tapes her up, the mom, and takes her to the costume party, poisons the punch, and, like, it's just a lot of amazing things. Like, the way that I'm telling you the story, it doesn't do it justice. It's so damn funny. In the meantime, the sister, she tells Dougie, dude, like, stay here, don't open the door for anyone, I'll be back, I promise everything will be okay. She finds out that her boyfriend is alive, so they get different costumes so that Satan doesn't recognize that it's them. But when they go over, Satan points to their shoes and is like, I know who you are. And then he does something that's, well, first let me tell you what Dougie does. Dougie goes up to his room. He's all like, oh, Lord, forgive me, God, please, I'll be good, I promise, I really do. Like, if you could just, like, save my family, then I'll be good forever. Lo and behold, God shows up. But let me tell you this. Satan, this is a twist, like, obviously spoilers in all my reviews. Satan changes costumes into Jesus Christ. And he puts the boyfriend's father inside of the Satan costume, making him think that he killed him, because before that he made him think that his dad was the one behind all of this, but it really wasn't his dad. So when they go over to the house, the sister's like, she talks to Dougie, and Dougie tells her that Jesus showed up and that he had blood in his hand. And then she remembers that her boyfriend told her that his father shot his own hand, but it wasn't the father, it was Satan. So anyway, they go to the basement thinking that Satan is down there dressed as Jesus, and they stab him repeatedly. The girl, like hits him with a crowbar or something like that. Puts his lights out. And then they take off the mask and realize that it's the boyfriend. And then the dumbest thing happens. So before that, the mom actually called the police, and they said that they were gonna send over a helicopter or whatever. And Dougie goes up there and answers the door and lets him in. And then everybody's like, oh, like, Mom, like, the cops are here. The cop is wearing a mask. Why would you let an officer that's like literally on duty inside your house while he's wearing a mask? Why would he be wearing a mask if he's working? That doesn't make any sense. And the movie ends with them being like, it's pitch black, and the sister's like, Mom, why isn't he talking? Ooh, it's so freaking creepy. Like, this movie, my goodness, it's so damn good. It's so believable. The thing for me that makes it even creepier, because this is like more than any, it has the Halloween effect, it has the Halloween premise, it has all of these horror elements to it, but it's not in itself a horror movie. I consider it a horror movie, but it's just a comedy centered around Halloween. But what gives it the spice for me, what gives it that little injection of fear into my bones, which is not like I'm peeing my pants, but what makes it kind of like terrifying, even to a sub degree, is the fact that I was raised Catholic and they never show the face of Satan. So everybody just thinks and assumes that it's the killer on the loose, ex-schoolmate of the sister, but we never do get to see him. So could it be Satan? It could very well be him. And then when he's dressed as God, it's also pretty creepy, like everything. And the trust factor, the betrayal. These are things that happen in real life. We let people in our lives that we think are trustworthy because of their appearance. But we don't know what they have inside. We don't know what's going on. And that's the thing with costumes, with paints. You see the outside. You see the decoration, the package, whatever they're presenting to you, whatever they want you to see. But what their real intentions, they have them inside. And I think that's the creepiest aspect of this movie. The fact that the kid is so gullible. And as kids, we all are. I mean, I don't know if you're like a mega genius that is very aware, conscious of his surroundings and any social interactions with bad hidden agendas. Like, I don't think that there's a kid in the world that could prepare for something like this. I could be wrong, but looking back, like I said earlier, to my life, I could see this happening to me. Not because I was like a Satan worshiper. I was deadly afraid of Satan. I was like, oh, the devil. Like I said, I was raised Catholic, so I was only like, God, Jesus, the angels. But I'm sure that there are kids that could be convinced of this. It's just insane, like how this could happen. And also, during Halloween season, a lot of people could commit crimes and like they could play it off as not being, real and just being part of the show. But the movie's just so great. Like, there's a scene where they shoplift and, and the guy that works in the store follows them over like to the back of the store where the bins are at, the trash bins. And he's like, okay, kill him, Satan. And Satan stabs him and throws him over the dumpster. He's like, you should know not to mess with Satan or something like that. And then Satan's like, it, dude, is just so absurd, so comical, but they don't do it in like a stupid way where you're like, oh, why are they like why are they reacting? No, They do it in such a believable way. It's like I just got my phone and recorded a kid doing stupid things that turn out to be crimes, but I had the time of my life watching this movie. The first time that I watched it, I bought it not because it was promoted anywhere, because this movie, I don't think that a lot of people know about it. But my sister watched it in Mexico. She was like, "Hey, you should watch this movie. It's really good." And I gave it a try, and I'm so glad that I did, dude. Like, you watch the scenes, and I'm like, my smile is like Joker type of smile. Like, it's so much fun. I keep saying it's fun, but I know that I use this word for a lot of other movies that I enjoy, but for this one, I think that this is the most clear and precise movie to use that word on or for, because like I said, it doesn't have like the stupid like, oh, I love you. It has that, but it doesn't focus on that. It doesn't have the, ooh, I'm gonna be so scared, I'm gonna poop my pants. It doesn't have that. It's straight up whatever it's meant to be. Comedy, 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 dark, 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 comedy, comedy, dark, dark, comedy, comedy. It's engulfing. It's so captivating. I love it. I love it. I cannot imagine why this director, writer, like, how could he not have like a bigger budget? And trust me, he didn't need a bigger budget. He did, like, I think that's also what makes it great, is that it wasn't like huge. But this movie should be viewed by, like, if you like these type of movies, because this isn't for everyone. They do a lot of effed up poop in this movie that people are probably gonna be like, oh, that's not good. It's not good in real life, of course, dude. Blah. It's obviously not good, but for a movie, it keeps your little, how can I say, it's just freaking bad, man. It's like not bad as in like it's not good, it's bad as in like it's grotesque. It's like in your face type of comedy. It's like, look, this is what it is, this is so wrong, let's go there. And that's not appropriate, let's go there. So I just had the time of my life. It's like a freaking roller coaster watching this movie. It's amazing. I cannot say enough good things about it. It's so damn good. I'm leaving, like, I never do the films justice. I know I didn't do it for this one, but I would recommend anyone interested in the dark comedies or horror movies even to watch this movie, because it's just so much fun. You won't regret it if you're into the subgenre and you haven't watched this one. And I guess that's it for this one. I give it a rating of 10 out of 10 in its category. Phenomenal movie. And that's it, I guess. Thank you for watching.